All right, hello and welcome to the very first Albion Online, the beginning stream. I'm just gonna go through this one a little bit slower, just in case some of you guys have never played Albion before, and I'll go through a brief overview of kind of what the game's all about, some of the stuff you can potentially look forward to, the activities that you might want to partake in, farming, fishing, that sort of thing. Blue Bear. Yes, we're going to go over any questions you have. I'll try and answer them the best that I possibly can. Certainly I play Magic the Gathering Arena the most, but I do love this game every now and then. So yeah, if there's any questions you got, but I'll just read a brief overview for yourself, Blue Bear, and again, anybody else. Albion Online is a sandbox MMO RPG set in an open medieval fantasy world. The game features a player-driven economy where nearly every item is player crafted. Combine pieces and weapons suited to your playstyle in a unique, classless, you are what you wear system. So you can combine plate armor with a mage's hood, helmet, whatever you want to call it. Just if you like the skills that are attached to a specific piece of armor, and there's different types depending, all kinds of stuff, and each piece does have a specific skill that is attached to it for that exact piece, and everything else is quite similar to the class of armor. So mage's hood, depending what type of mage's hood, it's going to have its own specific skill, which is pretty sweet. Allows for some nice customization. But yeah, you can just mix and match a mage's hood with a massive plate mail chest if you so want to do that. You can craft, trade, conquer, fight all kinds of things. You don't have to fight players at all. Even if you really wanted to, you could just get your own island, farm off that, kind of similar to Minecraft and various other games. But then you can sell the food that you grow. You also have the potential to fish, like I mentioned, going into higher level PvP areas where you may get killed, but if you're not fighting people, there's a pretty good chance that you're able to sneak in to those areas, fish, get some super rare shark, octopus, that sort of thing. That's way later though, and then you can sell that stuff for more in-game silver, buy some more items, go into various dungeons. There's a lot of ways to play, that's for sure. No classes, no restrictions. Prepare to fight though, because if you do venture into an area where there's the potential to be killed, it depends. There's yellow areas, so if you don't declare yourself as an enemy, you do have defenses against people who are looking to kill other players. And then there's just complete free-for-all areas that are full loot. Everybody is... it's scary, scary stuff. Pretty tense. High risk for sure. Certainly makes things interesting. Definitely if your main focus is just to gather or craft or whatnot, you're going out into those high level, scary areas to get some rare resources. You gotta watch out, watch your back, and definitely be ready to escape, just in case some PKers, player killers, come up on you fast. You gotta have some way to dip out of there. Go invisible, perhaps, which, speaking of invisibility, there's actually multiple ways. Most often hoods, mages' hoods, that sort of thing. There's a couple of them that provide invisibility and various other spells. But you can imagine is combining armor based off the look, the style that you want, or the specific skill. Lots of things to fight. Skeletons, giants. It's pretty sweet. and vast too. And cross-platform, Blue Bear. You did mention that you're playing it on your phone, which is pretty fantastic. So if some people don't have a computer and you got a phone that can support it, take a look. It is free to play at the moment, but you can spend a somewhat decent amount of money to go premium, and that's just going to accelerate your progress on farming, leveling up your skills with fighting, anything, whatever it is you want to focus on. It's just going to give you more experience on the stuff you're already normally doing. But we do start at the start here tonight with a brand new character. Now I haven't quite decided on a name yet. So if you guys have any suggestions on that, definitely leave a comment right now. I kind of like this base model here. Nothing too fancy character creation wise, but I think there's still a decent amount of choices. You got a wide range of body types, male, female. This is usually my favorite one. Yeah, I kind of like that face. Hair, nah, usually I stick with the classic there. But you can see they got a decent amount of hair types as well. Bedhead, kind of like that. Short curls, no, that's not, I don't like it. The sailor. Never really liked ponytails too much on a guy. Kind of like classic. Dino King, hey, that's okay. Actually, I kind of like that. I don't know why I've ever not thought of that. Okay. But beard. Gotta have a beard. Oh, no, let's see. Brawler, I kind of like that. Mutton chops. Something that speaks to Dino King. Although, Dino King might be taken, unfortunately. Hopefully that's not the case. Horseshoe, nah. Ooh, yeah, long beard, I like that. That makes me kind of think of Dino King. Okay. Cutoffs, yeah, looks rough, ravaged. Just come off a shipwreck onto the new world of Albion online. Okay, Dino King, let's see. And unfortunately you can't put spaces, it's all got to be one entire name. So just to make it a little bit more easy to read, it's good to capitalize the first letter of that second word just because can't be any space. Let's see, cross the fingers. Dino King. Somebody's already chosen Dino King. Let's see. Green Dino? Nah. I like the king part. King Green. Nope. Should have guessed. Sir Greenlord. Oh, okay. King Tarzan? It's too late. I am now known as Sir Greenlord. Still sounds kind of imposing. I do like King Tarzan though, but I have a feeling somebody may have chosen that name already. That seems like a pretty good popular name. Alright, the first step. You can see they got this cool shipwreck looking area. Got to find our way off the beach. But yeah, again, I'll just go through this tutorial, give you guys a pretty good idea of what the game looks like. I do love this kind of simpler sort of style. Certainly it does lend itself to being able to play quite easily on a wide variety of devices, just due to the fact it's not so resource intensive, but I still think it looks quite fantastic. All right. Information is key. We got to climb the lighthouse, look for the ship, check the bridge for enemies, return to wounded crafter in the lighthouse. Okay. Let's climb up here and see what's what. Man, look at that. I love the environment. They definitely upped their game with this. When Albion first came out, it wasn't nearly this good, but now they've added lots of levels and whatnot. It definitely gives a pretty fantastic perspective. Oh, and we do have boots that we're wearing. So every item, weapon, piece of armor, most of them, they do give certain abilities that can help you further customize exactly how do you want to play. But we just hit our hotkey F to sprint, and I did put it on F for fast because that makes the most sense, at least to me. Fast, sprint, hotkey F. Alright. Gather rough stone, gather rough logs, and return back to this guy. We need a weapon, but we need resources to craft that weapon. Now, you don't have to craft something if you really don't want to. You can fight enemies, get enough silver, and you can simply buy whatever piece of armor, food, consumable, weapon, whatever from the marketplace. So if you don't want to craft and you just want to get right to fighting, definitely that can be one avenue, but it is kind of nice to at least try a little bit of crafting here. And it is quite simple. All these items being tier 1, stone and wood, you don't actually need a pickaxe or an axe to chop down the wood or the stone respectively. Oh, we need a couple more logs. And this guy is good at harvesting wood with his bare hands. I think he still needs like some little pruning shears or something. Right, now we got those raw materials. Gotta go to the... Oh. I have to accept the quest first. Always remember to do that. Okay, beginner's longsword. Kind of weak. Of course, it is a tier 1 item, but we're going to be hacking and slashing. Taking some guys out. Right-clicking on an item, if you are using your computer, it does automatically equip whatever that item is, and we want to click on this, and oftentimes there is slots on all items and armor, weapons, what have you, that depending what skill you want to use, it could lead you down a particular path, a play style of course. Let's see. I'm going to go with Heroic Strike, so it's a damage and buff. Strike targeted enemy dealing 118 physical damage. Applies 1 heroic charge on you. Each heroic charge increases your movement speed and attack speed by 12% for 6 seconds. That's pretty good. Oh, and I forgot to select it. Okay. Go time. Oh wait, no, I have to go back to... My goodness. It's been a while since I played the tutorial, and they did update this fairly recently. So I haven't played this particular tutorial completely. Usually I just skip over it since I've been playing since before this game was in beta, actually. Right. Go time. Oh no, oh no. I don't think we're going to be able to make it through this. This is going to be tense. And I can zoom in if I want, just to give you guys a little bit better look. God. Oh. Unlock the Destiny board. So, unlock nodes by gaining fame. This is going to show you all the possible progression paths that you can take. And it can provide you some nice direction, things you want to focus on, and show you all the possibilities and stuff you might want to go down. Focus on fishing, getting fishing gear specifically for that. They have gear based on each type of gathering that you want to do. Skinning, woodcutters. Oh, excuse me. A lot of different stuff. And you do get to track specific ones in this training module here, depending if you really feel the need to. But if you have a plan, chances are you don't really need to track anything. You'll just automatically level up whenever you get to a certain point. So don't necessarily need to track it. But if you want to track something specific, you can always do that. Right. Man, that is not a pretty helmet. Right, we are in the cove. We persevered, prevailed against those nasty bandits there. Captain Tia. You don't have to do quests and missions if you don't want to, but I'll go over that for you guys. You made short work of that heretic scum. Bloody well done. You're Sir Greenlord, aren't you? Thought I saw you on board. Anyway, my ship is damaged. This bloody island isn't even Albion. And the heretics control the sea passage. So we're doing great. I'm Tia, of course. Captain Tia.
We have to fix the bloody ship.
We need to repair my ship if we ever want to leave this island. Wood, leather, metal, and cloth are what we need. Crafter Silas can teach you how and where to get them. But first, get yourself a mount from the marketplace. Trust me, you'll do a lot of walking. So yes, definitely mounts are a pretty big thing, and there's a wide range of mounts. A lot of actually really cool ones. I do have some pretty rare skins myself just from playing so long. I got owls, flying owls, bats, lizards, wolves, tigers, elephants, bears, boars, terror birds, donkeys, horses, oxes. And I don't even think that's it. Yeah, my goodness. It's a lot of stuff.
They dared to damage my ship.
Honest prices.
All right. So we're in this kind of beginner's marketplace. Everything is quite reduced a little bit. It's not exactly like the true marketplace that you will see later on in normal towns, but for this tutorial island here, it gives you a good idea of kind of how the marketplace operates and whatnot. So they're basically giving us this mule here. Definitely we want to buy this for 3 silver. That's a fantastic deal.
My pleasure.
The mules actually go for quite a bit more when you get to further on off the tutorial island here. I bound my mule to A just for animal. And yeah, we're riding around on our little horsey. But we gotta find the wounded crafter. Oh, here.
You handled yourself well, friend. You can call me Silas. You know what to do. Good day.
But now we gotta get the pickaxe and the beginner's axe. So again, harvesting some more resources here. Just enough to make them from the crafter there. These resources here do replenish quite fast just because it is the tutorial area. Normally it does take quite some time for them to respawn. But I do need a little bit more stone, I believe.
Finest tools. Splendid.
Well done.
Know your place. Your map is a valuable ally out there. Learn to use it. It can tell you which dangers you'll face, what sort of resources you'll find, and the best escape route, or what the best escape route might be. So it's definitely something to study, consider, learn all your favorite farming spots, depending if you want to focus on something specific. Some areas have better wood, perhaps if you're trying to gather that stuff. You'll find, if you click on the globe there, so there's a map just above it, but the farthest one, the globe, the shortcut for me is M. Brings this sort of view up, and you can click on each individual named place, Brett Knoll, Slimehag, Curlew Fen. We'll click on Mass Knoll just to show you guys, and it brings up roughly what's everything kind of looks like. You've got the path that is going through this area, showing you what to expect when you go into it, and then these kind of yellowy mounds with a green dot in that, that's actually a dungeon. So this place has 2 of them, and they're quite off the beaten path here. You can see the path is up to the northwest side, and then everything else, it's gotta watch out. Travel, adventure at your own risk as you at least go down to this dungeon in the east corner here. And then up at the top it does show you the resources you can expect from the area. So highlighted are tier 2 and tier 3 wood, tier 2 and tier 3 stone, and tier 2 to tier 3 iron. Metal. Yes, metal. No leather to be found in this region, or cotton, but just those icons give you an idea of the range and tier of that particular resource that you can expect to find somewhere in this particular region. Then we can actually scroll. Let's go to over here. So there's kind of a starting area, the Royal Continent. If you scroll out here, definitely gives a really good view on the computer here, but you still get to see roughly this on the phone. So that's where we are right there with that arrow, and we're looking over the Royal Continent. You can see how absolutely massive it is, all these different regions, and it's not even the main thing. If you want it to not be the main thing, you can go over here and, oh, this is scary land here. Black zones. Man, look how big that is. You thought this was big. Lots to adventure and search, gather resources. That is not the case. We're going over to here. This is where the PvP, killing, all the best resources happen in this continent, whatever its name is. Should have a name somewhere, but ooh, look at this. Go to one black area just to show you guys. Black region. Gotta watch out. People will kill you, take all your stuff. It's a scary time, but it's a lot of fun. A lot of tense stuff if you go here with items and whatnot, that you don't worry if you do lose it and get killed, because sometimes that definitely is going to happen. But as long as you adventure into these areas with stuff you don't mind losing too much in case you get killed, I think that certainly can help reduce the stress, you could say, whenever you're going into a scary black region area. But even if you don't want to adventure over to this second giant continent, complete player versus player, could easily stay on the royal continent here and still pretty much be free to do all kinds of stuff. You probably never really run out of things, but at some point you may get the itch that you want to adventure over here to this massive area and take your chance with potentially getting killed quite nastily. Yeah, that's the map. The information on each specific region, that yellow area showing you where you are, and planning out before you go into somewhere just in case you need to escape. But if you're looking for a certain resource, definitely check things out. Check all the certain regions and find the best place for you. Oh, open the world. I just went over this. I could have sworn I accepted that quest, but okay. Just to complete the quest there. Yes, individual regions in Albion are called zones. Left click on a zone to open its local zone map. Zone map. Here you can find more detailed information about the selected area. Tip: open the zone map by pressing the hotkey shortcut N. Hey, no, that's all good, Blue Bear. Rabbits are definitely nice pets. That's all good. But yeah, I'm just going over things. Certainly for anybody else that's watching later on, maybe not necessarily live, hopefully this is a help to give you a good idea, get you started off on the right foot. The detail bar above shows all the important information. Like I mentioned, the resources that you can expect to find in this specific zone right here. So just wood and leather and some stone, actually. Name and PvP rules. For example, safe region. Players can't attack you. If it's a blue safe region, don't have to worry about getting ganked, killed, that sort of thing. Information, miscellaneous. It displays info such as the number of players in the cluster and times for guild battles. And biomes. So there's different kind of looks, environments that you're going to see, experience. 5 biomes in particular: swamp, forest, steppe, highland, and mountain. Resources found within the zone are displayed at the top right. That's about it.
That was fast. Trust in Tia. Her plans always work.
And now we got to gather wood and hide. So we're going to go into the forest. Walking along into the scary, scary forest. Wood, not usually a problem to find. Hide, not too bad either. We're going to unfortunately have to kill some of these little foxes here to gather it. You could definitely sell those stones. You don't necessarily need them for upgrading. All depends if you want to make magical items or not. And items upgraded, you can either craft the items directly, and as you gain experience crafting a particular item, you'll unlock the ability to craft an item that's of a higher rarity, a higher level, but you can, again, just simply buy that exact item on the marketplace not crafted at all if you really want to get straight to the fighting aspect of things. But if there's a particular item that you love and you like, you can just focus completely on crafting that, which we'll get to shortly. In town you'll find crafters that you can work at and craft particular items, armor, weapons, that sort of thing. You do have to pay a small fee, but you can also make that particular stall or crafter on your own individual island, actually, which is pretty sweet. Then you don't have to pay any tax. But usually when I start off, I just buy the exact item that I'm looking for. I don't craft too much anymore. I used to craft quite a bit when I first started, but it just saves lots of time. Yeah, and this fox seems a little more durable than the last ones. Okay, that's definitely enough rugged hides there. Oh, I only needed 4. Huh, I got 57. My goodness. But yeah, you could sell those stones. Nothing too crazy. You will definitely get more of those stones later on. The warrior class. Okay, so swords, maces, axes. Axes are actually pretty sweet. Pretty good for fighting. Lots of AoE damage with axes. Yeah, some things you might get a little disappointed at. I haven't done a whole lot with staffs, but there could be some particular builds that, even with a specific item, depending how you play, it can work out pretty good, even with multiple enemies. And now you may be able to engage just 1 or 2 at a certain time. Sometimes you'll have a bunch of things attacking you, but if at all possible, should be able to only fight a couple at a time. That should help out quite nicely. I do like frost staffs though. They're pretty cool. I'm actually going to be going with focusing on a bow ranger, you could say. Actually, I should look at what the armor is completely called. Alright, I'll open up the Destiny board again, showing your progression with absolutely everything that can potentially be progressed with in the game. So we've got the base, novice, adventure, and from there everything splits off to gain experience. Right here we're working towards journeyman, adventurer. Level 1 rewards shows usable right here. We see we can unlock the potential to use a journeyman's riding horse, a journeyman's transport ox, so if you want to gather lots of stuff, an ox definitely is the way to go. It increases your max load by 784 kilograms. You really can transport so much with that. But if you want to fight, do things like Blue Bear, you want to fight with the Frost Staff, that sort of thing, simply moving fast, a journeyman's riding horse would definitely be the way to go. Then you got the journeyman's bag, helping to carry more resources, more items, that sort of thing. The cape just increases your max energy, so you're able to cast more abilities. And demolition hammer, that's not really something we need to worry about. It's just for destroying buildings and furniture. So if you do decide to get your own island, how's it going? Anime VK? Auto. Okay, no, perfectly reasonable if you want to do auto learn. So trying to find something that you really like, you want to focus on, like the frost staff. So if you're using a frost staff, and as you gain experience, combat experience with that particular item, the fighting frost mage here, the requirements for the next level are kill creatures of tier 3 with a journeyman's frost staff, so the tier 3 frost staff, or better equipped. Now, when it gets to this certain point here, and if you have it on auto learn, you'll automatically complete that entire level instantly. So just if you find the exact armor, the exact items that you want to use and work towards gaining experience with, to use better quality versions of those items, auto learn definitely can save time. But if you don't want to use your learning points, you want to maybe save them for something else just in case, I would probably recommend to turn off auto learn just in case. You love the mage anime? I like mages as well, but my favorite certainly is rangers. But yeah, if you know for sure, likely that you want to use a specific item, I could definitely see keeping auto learn on. It's certainly going to greatly increase your progression, and it makes sense. Saves a lot of time. But starting off Blue Bear anime, if you've been playing this game some, you probably have tried out a few things, but Blue Bear, actually, I could probably suggest trying a couple of the different items. Most of them are going to be pretty cheap, the tier 3 stuff. You could actually try out all the staffs, likely at a pretty cheap price. The estimated market value, if you scroll down on each item as you click on it in the Destiny board here, navigating up to the staffs, each item that you click on, you can actually scroll down and you do get to see the estimated market value. So roughly what it would cost if you wanted to buy this item on the marketplace and save yourself some time from crafting it. So not too bad, currently at about 3,600 silver. I know that does maybe seem like a lot, but depending where you farm, you can get that silver quite nicely, and then of course you can sell back these items. World of Warcraft, yeah, it does remind me a little bit of that Blue Bear, but I think if I were you at the moment, being so new to Albion, I'd probably turn off auto learn just in case you want to try different combinations, stuff like the warrior. So with the warrior and that sort of thing, those kind of weapons, you've got the broadsword, classic, fantastic. The journeyman's battle axe. I do like the battle axe myself. Some pretty good AoE damage with this, swinging around. They got a pretty nasty skill called Deadly Chop. Strike the targeted enemy, dealing 312 physical damage. Decrease damage resistances by 40 for 8 seconds. That's pretty sweet. So quite a wide range of weapons and items. Definitely I could see trying them out, buying at least one of each, perhaps from the marketplace, and seeing what suits your playstyle the most. Depending what area you die in, you lose a little bit of silver, but you can go pick that up. A lot of places that, as long as it's not a red zone or a black zone, you get fainted, you don't die completely. You can surrender and drop all your, or lots of your silver and your items if you really want to, but I would suggest just being fainted. You will resurrect yourself after a short amount of time, and some of your items do lose durability, which I do have to go over. All the items, armor, weapons, that sort of thing, they have durability. So eventually, as you go through the worlds, they're going to be a little bit less effective. Usually they last quite a long time, but eventually you will have to repair them if you've been using that particular item for quite some time, which is, I think that's a pretty cool aspect of the game. You could buy a whole new item, but it is usually cheaper to just repair whatever you're using. You can see the durability in the bottom right corner of any particular item, armor, weapon, that sort of thing. Usually it drops to 99% the second you use it, just because, well, it's not completely brand new. But it does last quite some time. Something to keep in mind though, if you die a lot, that could drop pretty quick, and sometimes it will just completely break if the durability is low enough and you get knocked out. It's just going to turn into trash and it can't be repaired. It's just simply this trash item that's sitting in your inventory. But once you get the hang of it, it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, there's definitely lots of cool items. Brawler gloves, I've tried this out quite a bit. Kind of fits my playstyle, but like I mentioned, I'm going to be using the bow for this character. I'm actually going to be working towards getting this, the Adept's Whispering Bow. It's actually pretty sweet. I haven't used rangers or bow wielders too much way back when in the beta of this game. I tried it out a little bit, but usually I stick to spears, axes, that sort of thing. But this particular bow, the Whispering Bow, often used by undead enemies that you face, you'll see this kind of yellowy glowing thing with the pretty cool green glowing arrows, the fletching on it. That's pretty nice. Yeah, enemies do drop silver. Ooh, you're stuck in an area and you're lost now. I believe you can teleport to places in certain ways. Actually, I'll try and help you out. So you're just mostly lost. You went through a couple regions and zones and you're not too sure how to get back. To help with that, you should be able to click on the world globe, the world icon on the phone. Actually, I'm not too sure where that's placed, but look for a globe of the world, something like that, and it should open up some screen that looks like this, and you should have an arrow that's bouncing up and down, sort of kind of like this, showing you where your character is at the very moment in relation to everywhere else in the world. And then from there you can kind of zoom in just enough to see the area where you left and kind of determine what the best route to get back to was. So let's say you're in Slime Hag here. You're wondering how to get back. So we pull up the Slime Hag map. You find out you're in this top northern corner. You just have no idea where to go. These little arrows on the side, signposts, I guess you could say, that actually points to places where you can exit that particular region. You got lost in the woods. Nuts. That has happened to me in the past. But, yeah, definitely hit that world map if you can find it. Actually, I might be able to add you. I should see if I can add you, Blue Bear. Not exactly sure if there's a hotkey on mobile, but just opening up the particular zone map can certainly help guide you out of wherever you're at, help you get out of the woods if you are lost in there, because it can be kind of rough, kind of hard to find your way out in some places. Definitely there's some areas that are big, forests in particular, everything looks the same and can be hard to get out of there, that's for sure. Yeah, if you can open up the particular zone map, it should be able to direct you with the little yellow signposts and the path that is marked somewhere on the map. But it will show you overall where you are in that particular zone. And it should be able to direct you at least quite nicely. Help direct you. Yeah, definitely can see somebody getting lost in this game.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah, we gotta find copper ore and cotton
You know
fiber.
what to do.
At your service.
We have to make a sickle first. So cotton, that sort of item, resource, that's harvested by a sickle. Most things have specific items that they need, that you need to use. If they aren't the absolute base material of that particular resource. Scary stuff. My guy, this is not the type of clothing you want to wear in the wintertime. My goodness, his arms must be cold. Look at his feet. His bare shins are right in the snow. Man, that must be cold. My goodness. We gotta get better armor on this guy. Oh, because I'm in the tutorial stage. Okay. Try and go through the tutorial stage as fast as I can then. Yeah, you got to see the different looks of things. It's kind of how the ore looks. Got the cotton here. And then as the tiers increase, the look of cotton, the ore, that's going to change. And sometimes if it's a special level in a particular tier of item, it will be glowing green, glowing purple, and I think red as well. I'm not sure the different colors or enchantment levels in a particular one. Kilmar, okay. I'll try and find you, Blue Bear.
You've done this before, haven't you? You've got this.
What is it? Thank you. It's melting.
And sometimes you do have to refine your base resources.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
But you can also buy these refined resources. Again, on the marketplace, you'll see people selling copper bars. If you don't want to go out and harvest it and you simply want to craft a particular item, you can buy the base stuff. So a copper bar, wooden planks, that sort of thing. So you can skip the gathering and refining process of making items and weapons, armor, that sort of thing. Just buy the refined stuff straight off the bat and craft a whole batch of swords, a whole batch of whatever it is you want to focus on, and kind of specialize in to be able to make higher level items. What area is a city or town? So we'll open up this map here. Cities, towns, those should all be level 1 areas, and they will be blue, and they'll have a different sort of look. So something like Martlock here. We click on it, you see all the different vendors. Tanner allows you to refine, hide, that sort of thing. But cities and towns, they will have a giant kind of building look to them, and they'll have a level 1 with a blue square just to denote and kind of set them apart that this is a town, a safe place, you can recuperate, repair stuff. So look for that. But Blueberry, say you're in Kilmar, let me see. Kilmar Tor. Okay. So, Blueberry, I'm looking at Kilmar Tor here. Ooh, yeah, you adventured quite a ways away. Yeah, you, Bridgewatch, okay. So I'm looking at Kilmar Tor here. So you'll have to go to Vixen Tor, over to Smooth Floor Cleft, and then from Smooth Floor Cleft, you can kind of faintly see the pathways, even in this map area, that would help you guide. But you can click on, again, the specific zone just to gain better information on it. But I'm seeing Kilmar Tor here, so you at least have to go through 2 blue zones, Vixen Tor, over to Smooth Floor Cleft, and then again, like I was mentioning, and for anybody else, towns, they'll have this sort of level 1 plus the blue square, and they do have a fort, more of a castle look, a giant castle look, to really highlight that it's not a normal area. It's a city with buildings, being able to repair. Just exploring, hey, no, that's perfectly fantastic. But seeing you in Kilmar Tor, oh man, I'm quite a ways away from you, Blue Bear. That would take quite some time to adventure over. I'm gonna try. I'll try and get there. Hop on a horse or something like that. Now, if you really wanted to, you could go all the way to Martlock. But that's that's a lot of zones over. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to go through 4 zones. Yikes. You would want to go kind of around these yellow ones, which potentially you could be killed going into a yellow zone, as long as you don't declare yourself again an enemy, or that you want to kill other players. You keep yourself neutral. Usually you don't get bothered by that. But yeah, see Kilmar Tor here. So it's not too far over to the closest town here of Bridgewatch. Just 2 zones there. But if you open up this map, if you can find it, click on the zone and you should be able to make your way out kind of near the southeast side of things, sort of in the middle of the map, the zone of Kilmar Tor here. Yes, it definitely can be daunting, hard to navigate if you just explore. I mean, look at all these zones. You can get lost quite easily. So certainly that's understandable. I could see why a lot of new players get lost, definitely. But try and get out of this tutorial area. Level 3 gear, hey, that's perfectly reasonable. That's what it's all about. Exploring, adventuring, trying new things.
Stay focused.
And it shouldn't be too hard if things didn't really go your way. But I do have to refine a couple more things, so we'll go to this tanner here. Oh, make some stiff leather. 57, that's a lot. Wow.
Farewell. Got it. Oh.
Refine the cotton from the weaver. Now usually you saw it refined quite fast there. The higher tier resources will take quite a bit more time to refine, and if you've got a lot of resources that you're refining as well, that's going to increase the total time that you have to sit and wait for getting the refined resources. Simple cloth, whatever it has to be, or whatever it is.
One step at a time.
Bring my resources to the... somewhere. Somebody. Oh, the crane. I forgot we're repairing this lady's boat.
She floats again. The tides have turned.
Right, just gained our first learning point. I'm not going to use it quite yet. I'm going to save it to increase my progression with my desired weapon and armor path. So yeah, pretty much learning points help you progress a lot faster in whatever thing you decide you want to focus on. And you can respec, get back all your learning points if you want to switch things up down the line. So it's not completely locked in. I should hop on my donkey. I always forget to sometimes hop on my mount, and I'm like, why am I going so slow? That's why. Never forget your donkey. Man, look at that donkey just sitting around. Always got to watch out for the bouncers, wild bouncers. The enemies that look like that, they have this invulnerability spell that they use, and it stops all damage. It's nasty stuff. And they still get to keep attacking you. But they're not too tough. You shouldn't have to worry, at least at this early stage of things. I'm going to focus and take down this mage, just because it can do a lot of damage, and it doesn't have an invulnerability spell. Usually they're a little bit weaker mages. So taking out the thing that can do the most damage, has the weakest armor, usually that's probably a good target to focus on. Steal the heretic map. Okay. Oh, right in here. We got some more guys to fight, unfortunately. I'm just going to kind of clear out everything around these fire mages here, just so I don't aggro and draw the attention of too many enemies. I wouldn't want to die in the tutorial map. That would be kind of embarrassing. Oh. Almost didn't dodge that fireball. Oh yeah, I'll learn this. And yeah, learning points, they're limited to a set number per day. So definitely you want to use them wisely, as the blurb note says. You don't get too many. So it is good to try out a couple different weapons, see what your favorite thing might be, just so you don't initially kind of waste those learning points. It's not a complete waste, like I mentioned before. You can respec and retry again if something isn't quite to your liking, a frost staff or You want to use swords as a warrior, that sort of thing. And there isn't really super fast travel, so that could, I see, maybe turn some people off, not instantly teleporting to every particular area. You can travel quite a bit faster if you do go on a boat, but that's only from specific spots on the map. Otherwise, picking the fastest mount you can, that's going to help out big time.
Time to gear up.
You are what you wear. Yes, indeed. So you can see this image kind of cycling through various combinations. We've got mage's robe and bows, all kinds of stuff. But usually it's kind of fun to focus just on one item. But again, if you want to go for a certain look, you wear that plate mail with the light cloth hood of a mage and a hunter's leather boots. Yeah, go nuts. It's up to you.
Swords and armor here.
Warrior's Forge. We gotta make some plate armor. Tier 2 sword. Oh, we need some more stuff. So if you click on the particular zone, this area right here, you will be able to see all the different vendors. There will be certain icons like there is here, this kind of hammer gavel they call it. That's the marketplace. But the repair shop, I believe, is 2 hammers, something like that. But it should be somewhere close to the marketplace, I believe. In most cities, I think the repair spot is right close to the marketplace. But this should help you navigate, find out exactly where you need to go. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what icon the repair person is.
Sticking with the pointy end.
Everything you need to control the elements. To harm or to heal. What shall it be?
I'm just crafting this novice's tomb of spells. So it is just another offhand item similar to the shield. So if you like what the tomb of spells provides, you can use that definitely over the beginner shield. And the tomb of spells in particular, it gives you a little bit more max energy, gives you more energy regeneration. So you're able to cast your abilities a little bit more often, and it reduces the casting time of those abilities. So you're able to make them go off a little bit faster, potentially taking out an enemy a little bit quicker with the reduction in cast time. But a shield as well, pretty fantastic. You get some crowd control resistance, so you can get knocked up by enemies, stunned, that sort of thing, reducing the time spent in various crowd control. Definitely can be a nice help. And then of course they're going to have a better defense against players, against mobs. That makes sense. It's a shield for sure. So definitely there's lots of room for customization with even the offhands as well. You don't have to be a spellcaster again to use the Tomb of Spells if you like what it does for you. Go nuts. Kind of looks pretty neat. I'm a sword-wielding guy with a book. I don't really use the book because I'm not really casting spells, but yeah, if you want to create a specific look, go nuts.
Play to your strength.
Craft or buy stuff. I think I'm gonna probably cut down on time. I'm gonna go to the marketplace and buy my tier 2 head, tier 2 chest, and tier 2 foot, and my main and offhand weapons.
Local goods.
So if it's red, you won't be able to use it. So tier 3 stuff I can't use at the moment, unfortunately. But pretty much if it's red, it's going to be unusable for you. But it doesn't mean you can't not buy it ahead of time if you know you want to use swords or warrior type items. If you see one for a good price in the marketplace, so in a normal city, you're going to see the lowest price possible if you want to sort by the lowest price. Of course, I can sort by the highest price, but usually you want to look for the cheapest price for whatever particular item you're looking to buy. So definitely sort by lowest price and browse through there if you want to save yourself time and not craft stuff. But if it is red, you won't be able to use it.
Come again.
But you can still buy it in preparation for when you will be able to use it. And you can track your progress again if you're working towards, let's say, plate armor, that sort of thing for a warrior. You can see, well, I still need 5,000 fame to get towards that. I actually have to kill creatures of tier 2 or higher while wearing novice's soldier armor or better. Hey, no worries, just keep asking away. You've got questions, I'll answer them, I'll explain them, certainly as best as I can. Hopefully it's nicely helping you out, or again, anybody else watching. And if you have questions or comments later on when you're watching this video, definitely leave it in the comment section of this video. Definitely. But yeah, so if you go open up your Destiny board, you can see we've completed the trainee fighter, likely Blue Bear. I imagine you've completed this basic requirement, and it's showing you all these different lines where you can go towards. But you did mention working towards warrior stuff, so we'll scroll down here to the journeyman plate armor fighter, and you have to at least be wearing the tier 2 novice's soldier armor, plate armor, whatever you want to call it. You have to be wearing that while you kill enemies, meet certain requirements for gaining fame for that particular item. And then when you gain at least 5,000 fame, you're able to wear these items here: the tier 3 journeyman's soldier helmet, journeyman's soldier armor, and the journeyman's soldier boots. And when you click on a particular track, upgrade path that you want to go on, you can see in the rewards, the level 1 rewards. So when you meet this requirement, definitely, I think if you're wanting to use a warrior or anything like that, certainly early on to really accelerate things using your learning points. For this one in particular, it does take 2 when you get, I think, at least 1,000 fame. Then you can automatically meet this requirement, spend 2 learning points, and complete the journeyman plate armor fighter. Then right away you're able to use the tier 3 stuff right there. You can see it grayed out, but if you did buy it from the marketplace, it would be red, and it would give you a message whenever you do buy it from there that, warning, this item not currently usable. So that's another way to help realize that, you know, you can't use it. But again, nothing against buying something you can't quite use yet. I always like browsing the marketplace, because it is specific players selling that exact item. So of course you want to sell the thing you craft, or maybe it's loot that you got out in the world. You want to sell it, you want to make money, so you maybe sell it for the cheapest possible price just to make sure you get that sale as fast as possible. So it is kind of fun searching the marketplace. Yes, I do like healing. Usually I am by myself. It's not too hard, but I don't adventure too far out into nasty territory with enemies and potentially other players. I have been killed a few times, but it hasn't happened too much. Oh, just past an hour. Okay. Well, no, I'll keep going. See if I can get off the tutorial island here at least. Yeah, you don't even have to make another account, another character. You could kind of train up with swords and warrior stuff, and then you can also train up with, you know, spellcaster things, holy staffs, that sort of stuff, all on the same character if you really wanted to. And then you'd have the ability to switch back and forth. Might be kind of nice on just the one thing. You could carry swords and armor on your character if you want to change things up kind of mid-fight, or actually just before a fight you want to throw on the healer stuff. You can do that and you become a healer in a snap. Alright. Oh, I gotta buy stuff. Tier 2, yep. So it's pretty simple. I'm just looking at the cheapest version of the items that I want. Saving me time, definitely, buying it this way. I have to buy a tier 2 main hand or offhand. Gonna need a little bit more silver though. Yeah, absolutely. That's the great thing about this game. You're not pigeonholed into one particular class. You are what you wear based on the armor, weapons and stuff that's going to give you the abilities and spells attached to those particular items. So yeah, you can switch to all kinds of different stuff. You could be an assassin, you're out adventuring, but you want to switch it up to a warrior, so you throw on the warrior stuff. Absolutely. So you could just stick with one character, whatever you want to be. You can go back to town, throw on those items, daggers, mace wielding, a giant hammer with mage clothes. The possibilities are pretty much endless. Other players kill you. If you're in a yellow zone, you'll be able to see how many hostile players are in that zone, if there are any. It shows you in the bottom right-hand corner, the mini-map there, how many hostile players there are, 2, 3, whatever. It doesn't show you exactly where those hostile players are, but it shows you, hey, maybe I can play it a little bit safer in this yellow zone. And then if you go into a red zone, that's just full player versus player, kill you, scary stuff in a red zone. Potentially tense in a yellow zone, but usually it's not too bad. Yeah, definitely nobody wants to lose their stuff though. But as long as you're out adventuring in things you don't mind losing, you can of course stick to the blue zones, the safe zones where there is no player killing. And again, in the yellow zones, player killing doesn't happen too much, but as long as you keep your eye on the bottom right corner, or it might be the bottom top corner, depending on the iPhone, I forget, or just the phone in general. I think the mini-map might be switched in locations. But in a yellow zone, it shows you how many, again, hostile players that could potentially kill you in that specific zone that you're also in. Yeah, it is nice not having to stick to one class, for sure. But I do need to sell things. Actually, I'm just going to sell the stuff I bought. I bought these items, so I met that requirement of crafter buy a tier 2 head, chest, and foot armor. So I'm just going to resell them because I'm going to be using my in-game money that I already have, gold. Brazil, good stuff. Hello from Canada. I think you can mark the map on a specific location. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever tried it. There might be some way you can do that, but I don't know exactly. And I'm basically just going to sell all my stuff. Then we're going to definitely have enough silver to complete this quest, the final part of buying or crafting a tier 2 main and offhand or a two-handed weapon. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to mark on the map to help guide you a little better. I'll have to look into that. Oh, ping. Ping, there's a... I see. Okay, so there's a ping, it goes away. So there may not be exactly some way to mark on the map, but kind of as you adventure, I think you'll get more comfortable in particular areas that you're going through, and you kind of naturally learn your favorite ways to move through the map, I guess you could say. Definitely, I at least need this bow since I am working to a higher level bow. I do want to start killing enemies and gain experience with the novice's bow here. So again, going back to the journeyman hunter, I do have to kill creatures of tier 2 or higher with the novice's bow that I just bought. So this definitely, of course, lines up with the item that I'm going to be working towards, the whispering bow, which is tier 4. It's not going to take too long to get enough experience, fame to get towards this, but I have done the tutorial before, Burrito, but it was a very old version of the tutorial many years ago. So this is definitely upgraded quite a bit, and just wanted to again focus kind of on, if new players are starting out, they're watching this video, just going over things, answering any questions that anybody has. Yeah, I did the very old version of the tutorial myself, and it was not this good. This is actually a pretty fantastic tutorial. It's certainly come a long way. I think it helps out quite a bit. Blue Bear, I don't know if how well it helped you out, but I think this is it's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. But I gotta equip some more tier 2 gear. Gotta buy some more tier 2 gear. Gotta sell just a little bit more, just so I have enough for this mercenary jacket here. Man, down to 7 silver, that is nothing. Seems like not a lot, it's not a lot, but again, depending how you farm, you kill enemies, you're gonna get a lot of silver, and I'll show you guys that eventually. Not tonight, I would say, but next time for sure. I'll kind of hopefully go over efficient ways to farm silver, but overall you can get pretty good amounts, that's for sure. How long have I been going for? think I'll have to leave it there for tonight. Actually, maybe I'll be back tomorrow night for beginning 2. If I go into a red zone, well, I don't normally go into a red zone, Burrito, but you will get ganked if you go into a red zone, likely. And, of course, certainly a black zone. But, yeah, red zones are very scary. I usually try to avoid them. Yellow zones, the kind of middle ground, you might get ganked in a yellow zone. Usually, I stick to that. I don't often need to go into red zones just because I buy the exact items I'm looking for, the weapons, the armor on the marketplace. So I don't really need to go that far, but it is pretty nice, intense challenge going into a red zone and worrying about potentially getting ganked and killed. Items that are trashed, basically you just sell them for a little bit of silver, or you could simply throw them away directly from your inventory there, Blue Bear. But yeah, you can't make anything out of trash. Basically useless. So if you've, again, fainted, died too often, your item durability has dropped too low, that item is going to just be rendered completely useless. It's going to turn into this trash icon in your inventory, unfortunately, and you just can't get it back with anything. Basically, you sell it for a little bit of silver. Usually I just throw it away, but I don't die too often, luckily, so I don't see trash that much. But, yes, I'm going to end that there for tonight. That worked out pretty good. Hopefully I answered a lot of your guys' questions. Again, leave a comment if you are watching this later on and not live. Yes, there is. People do sell trash items in the market. You'll see basically everything that could potentially be sold in the marketplace. It's going to be there, but it doesn't really have much use at all. People just try to sell it just cause. But yeah, it doesn't do a whole lot. But yeah, I'll leave it there for tonight. I think that was a pretty fantastic start. We went over quite a few things, and there's definitely lots more questions I'm sure that you'll have, and I'll try to answer them best as I can. But I think that was a pretty good start to Albion Online. I think I'll come back tomorrow night with the beginning, part 2. We'll get off this tutorial island, we'll start fighting some things and getting towards my whispering bow that's going to be pretty sweet. I'll go over all the abilities of that item, but still keep it kind of basic for any new people looking to play this game, or again, if you have any specific questions. Hey, I appreciate you watching, Blue Bear and Burrito. Everybody else that's watched so far. Hey, for sure. Okay, let's make it tomorrow night. Albion Online, the beginning, part 2. Let's do it. It's going to be a good time. But yeah, venture around. Hopefully I helped you navigate with the map, that sort of thing, and you don't get lost quite as often. Yeah, it was a good time. I'll see you guys later. Remember, there's always room for improvement. Can't forget that. KNG Blue Bear. Okay, keep that in mind.